Hey everybody, I'm Cam Mack of the Cam Mack Adventures, and I am proud to present the first ever segment of Bibbidi Bobbidi Bartender. If you're like me, you can't go to the Disney parks and resorts without enjoying one of the many delicious beverages that Disney has to offer. But we can't be there all the time. So, using my expertise in mixology, I'm going to show you how you can make your very own Disney cocktails from the comfort of your own home. And what better place to start than at Trader Sam's Grotto, my favorite bar at the Polynesian Village Resort at Walt Disney World. We're going to make one iconic cocktail and one delicious mocktail, so come on back here behind the bar and I'll show you what you need.
You need a cutting board, a knife, mixing tins, a strainer, a double strainer, a juicer, a full cup measure, a half cup measure, cocktail mixing jiggers, spoons, and a small pot. Additionally, Sprite, pineapple juice, Pog or passion orange guava juice, a pineapple, mint, lemon, cinnamon, a full cup of sugar, and a half cup of water. For liquors, you're going to need rum chata, Grand Marnier, and non-alcoholic falernum.
Now we're actually going to start by making one of my favorite cocktails called the Polynesian Pearl. Now you can't make it without doing a cinnamon simple syrup. They actually use cinnamon syrup pump at the bar, but I like to make it fresh, so we're going to make a cinnamon syrup by starting at the stove on a medium-high heat. Now once the pan is nice and hot on the stove, you want to place 2 cinnamon sticks in the pot. Leave them there for a few minutes, and after it gets really, really hot, what you're going to want to do is kind of move them around a little bit. Get the oils of the cinnamon all over the pan. And believe me, they do get very hot in there, so please watch your hands. Then you want to put your half cup of water right into the pot. It will boil immediately if the pot is hot enough, and that's what we want. It's going to pull all the flavors right out of the cinnamon and into the water. Once that comes to a rolling boil, go ahead and put your full cup of sugar right in there. Now it's important that you're very quick with this, because what you're going to need to do is stir it around and make sure all the sugar dissolves very nicely in there. Now you're going to want to turn it to medium to low heat, just so it can simmer for a little while. You're going to need to do this, stirring occasionally, for about 5 to 7 minutes. This stuff smells fantastic. You can use this in other drinks, even non-alcoholic ones. I definitely recommend it, but you can save this in a little container once it's cooled and put it in the fridge for quite a while. We're going to take this back over to the bar and start using it in our cocktail. Now we got our cinnamon simple and we're ready to start the cocktail. I like to start with the shaker first, followed by all of the least expensive ingredients. If you start with liquor first and you mess up the recipe, you may have that liquor go to waste. But I like to start with the Pog, which is passion fruit, orange, guava. Make sure you shake this really well because it is a bunch of juices mixed together. We're going to go with 3 ounces of that. So there's 2, here's 1 more. And then we're going to put that to the side. You're going to want to add a 1/4 ounce of that cinnamon syrup. So a 1/4 ounce, pop it on in there. And like I said, you can save the rest of that cinnamon syrup for another time. Goes great in most coffees. Just after that, you're gonna reach over, grab your Grand Marnier, and put 1 ounce in there. Just like so. And last but not least, rum chata. You're gonna wanna put 1.5 or 1.5 ounces into the mixing glass. That is the final ingredient. And now we'll have to shake. You have a couple options here, but traditionally it's done with crushed ice. Most refrigerators these days do crushed ice. If not, and you have a mallet and an ice bag, you're more than welcome to do that yourself, but I'm gonna head to the fridge for some crushed ice. Make sure you grab a lot. Back from the fridge, and as you can see, you're literally gonna want a whole cup of crushed ice, just like that. Turn that on into the cocktail. And make sure if you have a shaker like this one to tap it real good to make sure you get that nice vacuum seal around it. That way when you're shaking, you don't make a big mess across the kitchen. Now you're gonna wanna shake it for about 10 seconds. So 10 Mississippi, 10 Polynesian, whatever you wanna do. Just make sure you shake it for 10 seconds, and the way to know that it's ready is when these tins are very cold. All right, so what you're gonna wanna do is give it a tap, take the top off, So all the contents are in, everything's shaken so it's really cold, and what we're gonna do now is called a dirty pour. It means that you're gonna take the entire contents of your shaker and pour it directly into the vessel that you're gonna serve your drink in. And this can't be the Polynesian Pearl without a pearl. So let me go on into the oyster and grab a pearl. Wow. Holy smokes, that's so cool. All right, we're gonna go ahead and place this down, and we're gonna pour very carefully our mixture into the pearl. Fits like a glove. So now you wanna take your straw and make it into whatever shape you decide. I'm just gonna go with a classic little knot so it looks really neat and fits into the cocktail well. Time for a taste. Delicious, just like Trader Sam's. Absolutely love it. Can't wait to make many more of these. And now it's time for a delicious mocktail. The one we're going to be making is called Schweitzer Falls, named after the brilliant explorer Dr. Albert Falls. It's going to start with half a lemon, so make sure you take your lemon and safely, parents, make sure you supervise your kids, cut that lemon in half. Place half to the side, and what you're going to do is take the other half and squeeze it on in to your mixing tin. Make sure your mixing tin is nice and clean if you're going to be preparing this for a kid, because we just made something with alcohol. We want to make sure there's nothing left in that glass. Squeeze it on in there. There we go. And now we're going to take 2.5 ounces of that pog that we talked about before. So 1/2 ounce on this side, 2 ounces on this side, and tumble it on in there, exactly like that. Now, we're gonna take this Caribbean cordial, sometimes alcoholic, but this one's non-alcoholic. It's actually gonna be B.G. Reynolds Falernum, and Falernum's gonna have a nice tropical nutty flavor to it because it's made with lime and a little bit of sugar cane. We're gonna put 0.75 or 3/4 of an ounce into the glass, just like that. Now that's all the ingredients that need to be shaken. So let's go get a cup full of ice and shake it. This one can be regular ice. It's time to practice shaking again. So turn that ice on into the shaker, give it a tap to make sure it's nice and secure, and shake it. Aloha oi, aloha oi, shaking the cocktail. Now, like I said, about 10 seconds, it should be ready. That glass should be nice and cold. So go ahead and take off the top. So what you'll need now is a glass to serve it in. And at the bar, it's served in a tall glass like this one. So let's fill it with ice. And there it is. We're gonna take our mixing tin, top it off with our strainer, grab the double strainer to get all the unwanted particles of anything out of it, and we're gonna turn it on into the glass. Now that should fill it up a little bit over halfway. And that's okay, because now what we're gonna do is top it off with the Sprite. Now, unlike the last drink we made, this one is gonna have a really beautiful garnish on top of it. So, let's put it together. You're gonna wanna take your pineapple, cut off the top, be very careful. Cut off a ring of that pineapple, just like that. Cut that in half, and then cut that half in half, just like that. So you're gonna want your little wedge of pineapple. Make sure you make a mark in it like this, not all the way through, but make sure you have like a little slit, and you're gonna reach over, place your cocktail, take that slit and slide the pineapple on over the glass. Take a little sprig of your mint, give it a twist halfway through the stalk, and now it's important that this is fragrant, so what you're going to want to do is place it in your hand, give it a smack, or two, and then take it and express that mint oil all over the glass. Excellent. Now you're going to take it, stick it on in there, and ladies and gentlemen, Schweitzer Falls. Now I know what you're thinking. This is a great drink, but I want to make it alcoholic. So I'll teach you how. Make a little bit of room. Take off your garnishes, take out the straw, then you're going to want to take your cocktail jigger I recommend white rum. It seems to be the least invasive into this cocktail because it is tropical, and white rum is a tropical liquor, so make sure you toss about 1.5 ounces in there. That should account for the space that's missing. And this is really easy. All you need to do, take that and do what's called a tumble. Tumble it into one glass and back into your glass you're serving it in. And now you have one alcoholic Schweitzer Falls. Let's dive back in. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. And there you have it. Bibbidi Bobbidi Bartender making you the Polynesian Pearl and the Schweitzer Falls from Trader Sam's at Polynesian Village Resort at Walt Disney World. I hope you enjoy. Mahalo for joining me, and I'll see you again next time. I've been Cam Mack, and I'm gonna go enjoy these cocktails with my wife.